Hi folks, welcome to Tuesday's Coffee with Jesus. We're now into John chapter 4, the story of the Samaritan woman, but we'll read the first 3 verses. Now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John, although in fact it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea and went back once more to Galilee. Now notice this. Notice that it is the fact that he heard that the disciples had heard he was gaining more disciples. He learned that. And so he left Judea where the Pharisees were based and went back to Galilee to basically get out their way. Why did he do that? Because it wasn't yet the right time for him. He needed a couple years of ministry to teach, to heal the sick, to prove who he was before he'd end up being crucified, partly because at least of these very Pharisees. It's also interesting that it wasn't Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So you weren't going to get people walking around saying, oh, well, I was baptized by Jesus, because they weren't. His disciples did it on behalf of him. And yet he did it through his disciples. So when we baptize people today, it is Jesus baptizing, but doing it as he did when he was on this earth, doing it through his disciples. This exactly the same way. You did not have a group of people on earth who could say up until, say, the year 100, oh, I was baptized by Jesus. No. And I think that happened deliberately. So there's 2 things here. First of all, there's a right time for things. And secondly, there's a right way of doing things. And I think we need to remember that in the church, and we need to remember that in our own lives as well. And the fact that he was getting more disciples than John, there are no disciples of John the Baptist left. There are millions and hundreds of millions of disciples or followers of Jesus Christ today, and there will continue to be until the end of time. And that's the difference. You know, all the religions and everything else in the world, all of it ultimately comes back to Christ and who Christ is and what we think of Christ. You know, I love all the discussions that we have and all the different things that go on. But at the end of the day, it's what do you think of Christ? We follow him. We're baptized in his name. We love him and we seek to serve him. God bless you, and see you again tomorrow.